Hello everybody and welcome to the fourth week of the 30-day challenge. I'm so glad that so many of you have joined me again live. How is everybody doing? Let me know in the comments. I've been reading them as they've been coming in. I see Donald is here, Christian, a lot of familiar faces. Welcome back, Christian, Dushan, Cynthia, great playing, Cynthia. What you've been doing as a group is amazing. We got Daniel, Fred, Rodney. We saw Rodney had his guitar signed by a bunch of people, and he keeps getting asked who signed it. So there you go, everybody who's wondering. Those are all the signatures. Jason, great to see you, my friend. Dennis, great to see you as always. Steve, yeah, man. How long have you been here? You look like a new face, so you may not have seen what we've done up until now, but I'm going to be doing a quick recap and then also telling you what's still to come. So I love it. Keith is in the house. Oh, he's back from his holiday. Very nice. I hope you had a great time. Keith is a biker with a really nice BMW motorcycle. I love it. I love it. Great stuff. Pierre is in the house. It's a wonderful day. Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining me live. Those of you who catch the replay, welcome. I'm going to try to make this as informative and interesting for you as well if you can't be with me live. Today is our fourth and last official challenge day, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a surprise bonus challenge this Friday. So make sure to keep an eye on your email so that you know exactly the time and place where that's going to be. And next Friday, what I'm most likely going to talk about is bar chords, really how to make bar chords as easy to play, how to use them, how to move them up and down the guitar fretboard, and then of course some more Q&A. And just keep the momentum going, right? And then on the 10th of March, we are going to officially open the All Access membership. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. I've been having people literally emailing me and say, Henry, I love this challenge that you're doing. How can I send you money? And I've said, just don't worry. You don't need to send me any money. It's fine. If you want, the membership is going to be joining on the 10th of March. So just go to supersimpleguitar.com. There's a priority wait list there, and you're going to get some bonuses when you join if you're on that priority wait list. So you can learn more about it over there. And you'll see it's truly my signature program that I put my heart and soul into. And it's a living, breathing thing. So it's not just a bunch of courses. It's courses connected to a community, connected to, live teaching like what I'm doing here, right? So those of you who have been wondering about that, it's coming on the 10th of March. Go to supersimpleguitar.com. There's more info over there about that. But the next Friday, I'll talk about it a little more as well. Okay, and also don't buy my courses. Some people have also been buying my courses over this past month. So if you're thinking about buying the courses, just wait until next Monday because what the All Access membership is all of the courses in one place. Okay, so you get them all in one place, structured step-by-step courses, plus the community that you have lifetime access to that's not on Facebook, plus every other week live interaction like what we're doing here. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, Melissa, how you doing? I love it. I can't pronounce your name, but I know you. Henry, they can send me money. Yeah, well, I'll just give you guys Dennis's account number. You can just send it all to him. It's fine. Yeah, so what we're going to do today is talk about improvisation. Who has improvised before? Can you guys improvise at all? Do you feel comfortable improvising? Is it totally new for you? Let me know a little bit in the comments. I'm curious where you're at. Let me also briefly tell you what's going on here. So, hey, Yolanda, great to see you. Yolanda's very cool. Yolanda's very cool. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube now and you haven't officially registered or you're not really sure what's going on, then in the description underneath this YouTube video that you're watching this on, you can officially register. Then that's going to get you into our very cool Facebook group where there's a lot of supportive interaction happening. And you're also going to be getting access to this page, okay? So this page has all of the replays plus some free courses. So, week 1 plus feedback videos, week 2 feedback videos, open mic that we did. We've done a lot of stuff over the last month. Here's a free course that I gave you guys somewhere. I don't even know anymore. There's so much stuff. So those of you who are just watching this on YouTube and you haven't gotten into all of this stuff, there's a registration link, and then when you sign up, it'll take you here, and you're going to get all of these, you know, free extra goodies that you haven't gotten so far, right? Those of you who are in here, just to remind you, I'm going to be adding in everything related to today's video here once we're done, okay? So where to find that? One last time, I'm saying this every single time. When you get in the Facebook group, under the featured tab, you'll see the replays button, right? So you just click on that, and then you'll see the link. So here's the link, that'll take you to that page, and you can get all of the extra goodies there, which is really cool. Okay, then the second thing to know is that underneath the video that you're watching right now on YouTube, there's number 1, and it's the registration link, and then there's number 2, that's going to take you to this page here, okay? And then this is what we're going to be working with today. Now don't be afraid, it looks like a lot, but we're gonna simplify it, okay? Super simple guitar, right? Super simple guitar. So, yeah, I'm waiting to see, what are you boys and girls saying about, okay, I'm looking here, okay. So, new to improvisation, thank you for saying that, Donald. Donald's been around for a year. So you joined in March last year, Donald, is that correct? Very cool that you're still around. Very cool that you're still around. Jason is improvising. I know that. Christian, it's new for you. Very cool. George, another familiar face. Nice to see you, my friend. Just starting. Okay, so for some of you guys and girls, this might be totally new. For other you, it might be not so new, but that's totally fine as well. So the really great thing about improvisation is that it allows you to just be free and creative and truly just explore your own musicality, right? And it's something that I've, you know, spent hours and hours just getting lost in. It's been something that I've really loved for a really long time. So I'm going to show you guys just the basics of it. I'm going to try to demystify what it is. I'm going to try to get you guys and girls to actually do it, right? We're going to be doing it together. And hopefully by the end of this, you're going to have a better understanding of how to improvise, and you're going to feel more comfortable about improvising, okay? So, you know, once you start looking into improvising and soloing, right, you'll hear the pentatonic scale coming up a lot, right? Why am I unlisted? I'm not sure what you mean by unlisted, but you shouldn't be unlisted. I don't think you did anything wrong. Okay, November. Oh, okay, November 2023. Wow, awesome, man, awesome. Thank you for being around for so long. I really do appreciate it. And it's really great to see you getting more and more active with posting your videos and coming to the open mics. That's been really cool. So, okay, so let's just slowly start this improvisation journey, and then that's also going to be your homework. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys one simple pentatonic scale, right? And basically there is only, let's just say I'm going to show you guys the pentatonic scale, and then the thing is that the pentatonic scale can be played in different keys. Okay, it's always the same shape, the same scale, it's just you can play it in different keys, right? So don't be afraid by any of those names. I'm going to try to explain it to you and make it very simple. So the first thing you need to know is the simple shape, okay? The simple first shape that everyone learns, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to learn that shape, and then we're going to actually explore our own musicality using that shape. And that's going to be your homework, right? So you're going to take the shape, learn it, play it, and then turn on a backing track and record yourself trying to improvise to that backing track, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you guys 3 backing tracks, 3, okay? And you can choose which one fits you best. One is a blues backing track, one is a major sounding backing track, and one is a minor sounding backing track, okay? And you can choose whatever one you want. You can, you know, see what fits your own needs. If you want, you can find your own backing track on YouTube. I'll explain to you how to do that. And then you're just gonna improvise, play, show us that you learned the scale, that you're working on the scale, then post a video of you playing. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like everything else that we've done in this challenge so far, it doesn't need to be perfect. What matters is just getting in the game, playing around, experimenting, and having fun with it, okay? Okay, so let's take a look now at our pentatonic shape that we're going to learn, okay? So first, let me explain briefly what is happening here, okay? And then we're gonna actually learn it. So this can be either in the key of G minor or in the key of B flat, okay? Don't worry about that too much for now. The only thing that you really need to understand for now is that we're going to be playing this shape, okay? You guys can see my mouse, right? Can you guys see my mouse? Hopefully you can see my mouse, because the last time my mouse wasn't showing up. So we're going to be playing this first shape. Now, the most important thing to know and kind of to dispel the entire fretboard is that there's simply 5 shapes, okay? So this is shape 1, shape 2, shape 3, shape 4, and then shape 5, okay? Now, the notes in these shapes are the same notes. It's just 5 notes that are being repeated over and over again, okay? And I'll explain that too in a second, because you're probably wondering, well, look at all these dots. How can there only be 5 notes? It's because they repeat, okay? Now, I'm not going to go into any music theory depth or anything like that, because I just want you guys to have the experience of driving the car for now, metaphorically speaking, right? So you don't need to understand how a motor works to be able to drive a car, right? You can, and it'll give you a better understanding of the entire process, right? But for now, I'm just going to put you in the car and we're going to cruise, okay? And then later on, you guys can go as deep as you want to. But first, it's good to have that experience of cruising and actually enjoying the process. And then you can learn about how the motor works, okay? Just metaphorically speaking, okay? We can make this complicated or we can make it very simple. And today, I'm trying to make it simple. I do have a 6-hour music theory course inside of the All Access membership. So those of you who want to go deeper, you know, 6 hours step by step, be my guest. I also have a solo guitar course in there, also like a 2-hour course, okay? So those of you who want to go into more depth later, that's going to be inside of the All Access membership, okay? But for now, we can really just enjoy the experience of improvising without going into all of that depth, okay? My comments were not, okay, I see. Very good. My comments weren't moving on their own. I had to scroll down. I couldn't see your comments. Okay, thank you guys for your comments. Okay, so you guys can see, my mouse. That's great. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is just focusing on this one shape, okay? Now, you guys have access to this page, and you can download this. See, if you click here, you can download this. And you can also play to these backing tracks. I have 3 backing tracks here for you that you can either just come to this page to and play them, or you can download them, whatever you want to do, okay? And then if you haven't gotten my book yet, get my book. It's also free. And if you want to join that wait list, bam, it's right here, okay? That's for the All Access membership. That only opens, enrollment only opens a couple times a year, okay? And on the 10th of March, it's opening again, all right? Okay, so let's now focus on this shape. Okay, let's now just focus on this shape. So what I'm going to do now is come back to this view here and plop this shape right here so you guys can see it very nicely, okay? So that's the G minor pentatonic shape. Now it could also be called the B flat major, but without, again, that whole motor metaphor, we don't need to understand how the motor works right now. We can simply drive the car, okay? So the thing that you just need to understand about this image is it's the same as the image that we did last week, right? So you have to understand that the bottom where it says number 3, can you guys see my mouse now? No, I don't think so. Okay. Where it says number 3, the number 3, you guys can see that, right? There's the number 3, the number 5, and the number 7. Where it says number 3, that's the 6th string, okay? So the shape goes like this, okay? 3rd fret, 6th fret, okay? 3, 5. Do it with me, okay? Do it with me. The best way is to actually do this, right? So we're going 3, 6. I'm not sure if I said 3, 5 or 3, 6. It's 3, 6. Okay, so 3, 6. Then we're going to go 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Okay, then the last 2 are 3, 6, 3, 6. Okay, let's do it one more time. From the top, okay? From the 6th string, okay? So 3, 6, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Last two, 3, 6, 3, 6. Now I like to use my pinky for 6, and I like to use my ring finger for 5. And then that'll help you internalize that shape. Then you can walk up as well. Okay. Let me see. What's Dennis saying? Okay, Dennis is talking to Daniel. Okay. You guys are talking to each other. Okay. I just have to make sure that you're not talking to me. Okay, cool. So who is able to follow with me at this point? I'm just curious. Let me know. Okay. Okay. So that's what we're going to call the first shape of the G minor pentatonic. Okay. So the thing to understand here now is that, let me get rid of it for just a second, is that we are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're playing 5 notes, and then here it repeats. Okay, so we're only playing 5 notes. When you get here, you've reached all 5, and then we're repeating basically. Okay. So that's that first shape that I was telling you about. Now, as you saw on the paper, there were those other shapes, right? So if you just listen to the sound, it's the same sound, right? That's because we're playing the same notes. We're just using different shapes to filter those notes out, right? So you're going to have to learn these shapes by memorization. There's no other way, right? So what they're allowing you to do is they're allowing you to filter out the notes that are going to harmonize to the music that you're playing to, basically. That's all the scale is. It's just a way to, well, at least the way that we're using it now, it's just a way to filter out notes that are going to sound good to the music that you're trying to play to, okay? That's all we're doing, okay? So we're basically simply filtering out the notes, okay? You can name them if you want to. You can do it however you want. I like to just teach the notes, just the shapes, to keep things simple. Danny, but if you want to name them, you can definitely name them. Whatever works for you, okay? So now what we're going to do, and this is something that people get lost on very easily, right? They see, oh wow, there's these 5 shapes, so now I have to learn all 5 shapes, and then they start, and then they realize, wow, it's actually not that easy to memorize all of these, and then they get overwhelmed and they quit, right? So that's why my approach is to really try to get musical with it, with each shape, right? And then slowly move on, We don't need to rush this process, right? We want to try to be as musical as we can with the shape and with the music so that we can start having a relationship with the music itself, right? So what we're going to do now, who is able to follow me? Who is able to follow me? You don't have to play it this fast, right? Just try to see if you can play the notes, okay? Let me put it back on the screen for you. Bam! There's the notes, okay? Let me know in the comments. This is a two-way dialogue here, my friends. This isn't this isn't just me talking. Okay, so I'm trying to include the first and second shape to get them connected. Exactly. So that's the next question that always comes, right? Okay, how can I connect the shapes? Okay, now a bunch of comments just came in. Thank you guys for your comments. I love it. I really appreciate it. Okay, so great. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this one shape and we're going to try to play to a backing track, okay? Now, don't worry. I have everything again ready for you here, all right? So bada bing, bada boom. Let's get in here. And again, you guys are going to have access to this later on. Mao, don't worry about it. If you can't do it yet, take your time. Take your time. There's no rush. There's going to be a replay of this, and you have access to all of those courses as well, right? Which is great. Okay, so you guys are also going to have access to, okay, so Daniel's asking about alternate strokes. I like to do alternate picking most of the time, but for this exercise that we're going to be doing now, I just really want you guys to focus on the notes themselves and the sounds that you're hearing, right? Because we're trying to go one step further than technique, and we're trying to actually engage and interact with music itself, right? This is all just a tool that allows us to interact with music, right? So when you're thinking technique, then that's just a vehicle that gets you to that interaction, right? So of course it's important to have good technique and learn technique and all that stuff, because it allows you to be more proficient with the instrument. But for this little exercise today, what we're doing is just solely trying to build that relationship with music itself, if that makes sense. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, I see questions coming in. Let me try. Well, I'll answer these questions a little later. Well, let me just answer it now because now I see it. So Dennis is asking, when improvising, you usually start with the high note. No, it doesn't matter at all where you start, right? You can start anywhere you want to, right? It really is personal preference. Sometimes you'll start low, sometimes you'll start high, sometimes you'll just play a little lick, right? So it doesn't matter. But what we're going to be doing now is just going up and down nice and slowly. And then what I'm going to be encouraging you guys to do is get free with this, start improvising, start trying to, come up with something, right? Because the only way that you're going to get good at it is by doing it, right? And when you first start doing it, you're not going to feel like you're really good, right? Which is totally fine, because nobody's really good right away, right? We have to go through that phase, right? So just know that it's a part of the process, and the more you do it, the better you get. It truly is you're speaking a language, you're learning a language, the language of music, right? And you're trying to speak it. And, anytime you learn a language, it's not going to be proficient right away, but you still have to try and try and try and not sound great at first. But by going through the process, you're going to end up sounding pretty good. And I speak 3 languages, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, where's my drum roll? Bam! Okay, so let's just do it now quickly. Okay, so I'm going to go back here so you guys can see. That was the wrong thing. Okay, I just want you guys to see the scale and listen to the backing track. Okay, can you guys hear the music? Let me go back to start it off. You guys can hear that, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just go. Okay, I'm just going up and down. Okay, try to do it with me. Nothing fancy, just walk up and down the scale. Is the music very quiet? Let me try to make it louder. All right, let's go together. So the main thing that I want you guys to hear is that there's not a single note I can play in here that doesn't sound good to the backing track that we're playing. Okay, so my guitar was a little bit, or the backing track was a little bit quiet maybe. Okay, thank you guys for letting me know. Is my guitar sounding loud enough compared to the backing track? Can you guys hear both okay? I hope it sounds all right. You know what, I could actually put on headphones. Let me see here. Oh, I should have thought about that before. To hear the mix. Let's see, what's the mix saying here? What does the mix say? Okay, so my headphones aren't working. Anyways, I hope the mix is all right. So the whole point is that you guys are going to be able to practice this at home. Thank you, Danny. Okay, that helps a lot. Okay, so you guys are going to be able to practice this at home, right? So now you have the shapes, you have the backing tracks, you're going to be able to practice this alone, okay? So the first step is just kind of going up and down, right? But first, what I want you guys to hear, let me go back in. Hopefully you guys can hear this okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is a totally different song now. This isn't blues anymore. Let's go. Okay, so this is a totally different tonality now. Listen now to the scale. I'm playing to a major tonality, okay? So the first one was a bluesy minor tonality, and then the same shape sounded bluesy, right? So it really depends on what we're playing to, and then that's gonna determine the flavor of how the scale is gonna sound, okay? So first we did blues, then we did major tonality. Let me now contrast that with a minor tonality, just so you guys can hear. All right, listen now. It's the same notes that I'm playing the whole time, right? Let's wait for it to start. So I'm not particularly trying to play musical here. I'm just trying to have my ear build a relationship with the notes that I'm playing and have that connect to what I'm hearing, right? We're trying to connect the notes we're playing to what we're hearing, right? And then the more you do that, the more you build your own musicality, right? So the reason I gave you guys blues, major, and minor is so that you can really get a feeling for all of the different flavors that the same scale shape can have depending on the music that you're playing to, depending on the tonality that you're playing to, okay? I hope that makes sense, and it will make sense the more you play and, you know, study this stuff, okay? So right now what we were doing is I was basically just going up and down most of the time. Let me go back here. I was going up and down. I wasn't really playing a bunch of licks. I was still trying to make it be kind of musical because I almost can't help it. And then that's what I want you guys to try to do, right? Try to come up with your own little musical phrases, musical, you know, phrasing, right? Phrasing or you know, sounds that you like, melodies that you like, right? So instead of going up and down now like I did the first time, I'm going to try to play a little bit more melodic, right? I'm going to try to find some sort of melody in there, right? And again, I can choose between, you know, either a, you know, blues, I can choose between this major one, or I can choose between this minor sounding one. So the one that I'm going to go for now is, I think I'm going to go for blues, okay? And you guys can play around with this, experiment with this, and the point of this is to not try to be perfect. It's all about getting messy and just experimenting, right? So I'm very, very curious, and I'm really looking forward to watching you boys and girls trying to improvise. And you'll see it's a lot of fun. You just have to let yourself go. You have to relax. You have to just go for it. And it should be very fun. You know, it's one of my favorite things to do. So I hope that you enjoy it as much as I do. All right, we're doing blues now. So I'm going to try to play a little bit more melodic, okay? Okay, so more phrasing. to play more melodic rather than just going up and down, right? You're going to want to try to do both. So when you start to learn this, you're going to want to go up and down so you memorize the shape, right? You have to memorize it, you know, but once you've memorized it, then you can slowly start to build phrases, get musical, build melodies, find your own melodies, etc., right? It's just an incredibly fun thing to do. Give me 1 second so I can move the shape now, and then we can do a little bit of questions. Okay, so the shape's gone. So how do you know what note to play over the chord? That's a great question, right? So again, it's just one of these things that you do with your ear, right? You can, of course, you know, over time, go deeper into it, right? But for now, we really want to just use our ear. What sounds good, right? How do these notes sound, you know, when I play to the backing track? Then over time, your ear starts to remember these sounds, right? So the more you do it, the more your ear remembers, oh wow, that sound is here, right? It's the same as when you have an idea in your mind and you want to get a word to express that idea. Boom, your mouth can speak that word, right? It's the same here. We're trying to build our musical vocabulary so that when we have a musical idea, our fingers can just do it. You can play it, right? So it takes time, but the only way to build that musical vocabulary is to just play. There's no other way. You have to play, right? And it should be a very fun process, right? Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Now, once you play and just do that purely ear training way, what you can do after that, you know, is start to target certain notes, right? So if you know that in the blues, you're going to have your 1 chord, right, which is a G, 4 chord C, D. When the blues is on the 1, you can spend more time targeting that 1, right? When it goes to the 4 chord, you can, you know, accent those notes more as well, right? So over time, you can definitely start to target notes more, you know, try to pinpoint what notes you're going to play. But I'd say when you start out, just try to go for it. Lose yourself in the music. Try to experiment. Have that childlike mentality, okay? I hope that makes sense. The same way that children learn languages super fast, right? They're not thinking, oh, is this correct? Is this not correct? They're listening to the language, listen to a lot of music as well. Like if you want to learn blues, listen to a lot of blues, right? Because then those phrases, right, those musical, the language of music is going to start to go into your ear, right? And then the more that you do it, you're going to start to hear these correlations between what you're playing and what you've been hearing, right? So you're learning a language here, right? But it should be very fun, right? It should be very fun. Can't stretch my fingers that far. You don't need to stretch, Karen. You can go like this. Let me show you one more time. So it doesn't have to be this. You can go like this, right? You don't have to stay. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Dennis. Just go for it, man. And I'd love to see you play because I don't think I've seen you improvising before. Yeah, go for it. You'll see. Then I'll give you some feedback when I see what you're up to. Okay, now the backing track is loud. Can't hear guitar. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was worried about that. That's why I had it a little bit quieter originally, but now my headphones aren't working. So I can't. Anyways. Okay. Can't hear your guitar. Okay, thank you for the feedback, guys. Yeah, I should have tuned that before. But really, it's more about you guys and your playing, right? How to play a minor pentatonic backing track and chord progression. So it's exactly what we're doing here now, right? You're going to want to, let's see, when you improvise on the backing track, you go from note to note, or can you skip? You can skip as well. You can skip as well. And that's a really cool thing is that you can do whatever you want, right? If it sounds good to you, it's okay, right? Let me go to another backing track here. Then you guys can tell me about my guitar, whether it's okay. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay, so how... Are the levels okay now? target that note. Too loud? Oh, I wish my headphones worked. What's too loud? Is it the guitar that's too loud, or is it the music that's too loud? It's probably the music. Give me 1 second, guys. Ah, here we go. Got my headphones sorted. Okay. There we go. Okay. Thanks, guys. Now I know it's on an A7, so I'm accenting that A. Okay? Now I went to this chord, so I'm accenting that note. Back to A. See that? Now I know it's going to go to here. Okay. So it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of experimenting with, but yeah, I got my headphones. I got my headphones to work. Anyways, thank you guys for your feedback. I really appreciate it. So now what is important is that, you guys try to do this, right? I really, really would love to see, you guys trying to play, and improvise inside of the community. So one more thing that we need to now talk about, right? So I've been showing you guys, like, okay, here's 3 backing tracks that'll work. We're in the key of G minor pentatonic, or G minor, or B flat major in the case of that major sounding backing track. But then once you've got this first one down really well, right? Then you're gonna probably want to combine the two, right? So what you're going to do then is just slowly, the same as I spent time trying to master this one, right? You're going to spend time mastering this one. Okay. So what I'd say is almost spend an entire week, okay? And I know that's not the sexy thing to say. Spend an entire week playing shape 1 to the 3 different backing tracks, right? Then spend an entire week playing shape number 2, right? And then you're going to really be able to look down at the fretboard and visualize them, right? And then when you can visualize them, then you can move between the 2 of them, right? Okay. Then, okay, like now you spent 2 weeks. 1 week here, 1 week here. Now see if you can combine them, right? And the reason you want to combine them is because then you're able to get combinations that you couldn't get by just going up and down, right? It's just going to sound much more natural. So let me try to play now, combining shape 1 and shape 2, just so you can see. First, I'm going to go up and down a little bit, and then I'm going to start to really combine them. And then you'll see, wow, okay, because you can combine them, now there's just more stuff you can do. It opens up what you can do. Even though you're playing the same notes, right? You're still playing the same notes. Okay, so let's go for it. Okay, that sounds okay. I'll go in here. Okay, so check it out. So first up and down. Okay, let's go. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna do shape 2. All right, one more time, shape 2. So now I got tempted, I went to shape 3. And I went to shape 4. Okay, so let me pause it. It takes time, but it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. And then you'll see, the more you spend time with this, the easier the connections are going to be. And then all of a sudden, your ear is going to want to go to that next connection, right? It's what your ear is going to want to do. Let me just make sure that this is a little louder. Okay, yeah. So the thing is, when you've been doing it as long as I have, it's hard for me to just stay here because my hands and my ears know that there's more notes here, right? So my hands and my ears want to do it because it's already been programmed in there, right? I have these musical ideas and I'm able to just say the musical phrase that I want to say with my hands, but I can do that because I've spent enough time with music and my hands have spent enough time, you know, just dialing it in, building that muscle memory so that when I want to say what I need to say, I can do it, right? The same as when you have a phrase in your mind that you want to say, you don't need to think about what you're going to do with your tongue. You're not thinking, okay, I have to open my tongue, then I'm going to do this motion, then that motion. No, it's all programmed, right? So the more you do it with your hands, the more automated it all becomes, and it becomes natural. The same as you don't need to think about what you're doing with your mouth and your throat. I'm literally doing 1,000 things right now, probably, that I don't need to think about, right? And it's just stream of consciousness coming out straight to you, right? Same thing with this, right? It just takes time, but this is how you get there. There's no other way. Okay, I hope this isn't too much like deep stuff now at this point, but I just want to give you guys a basic understanding. It all starts with step 1, what we did all the way at the beginning, right? Just this one shape, improvising, going for it, playing around with it. Let me take off these headphones. Yeah. Okay. So Daniel is asking about shape 2. So shape 2 is here. Okay. So you can just print this out, right? Download it. Well, you guys can't see that. You can just download it and print it out. And then you'll have the 2 shapes. And basically where this one ends, right? So this note is this note, right? And the more you practice this, you'll see it, right? They're interconnected, right? The last note here is the first note here. The last note here is the first note here. The last note here is the first note here, right? So, and then here at the bottom, you can see it all together, right? And you can actually see the names of the notes. So you realize, okay, wow, it's actually really 5 notes that are just being filtered out all over the fretboard over and over again, right? And then these shapes simply allow you to you know, filter out those notes that are going to sound good, okay? If that makes sense. Then the rest is just, you know, years, years and years and years of just playing music, right? Spending time playing music, listening to music. When I was first learning the blues, I was addicted to the blues, right? That was like my drug. And I would just listen to Clapton for hours and hours and hours and hours. And then I would also try to play to Clapton. So I'd put on a Clapton record. I'd put on the same song. I'd loop it. And I'd just try to find by ear what he was doing, right? I knew where the notes were because of the pentatonic shapes, right? So first I learned the shapes, right? First you have to learn the shapes. And then it's like, okay, you're playing the same exact 5 notes that Clapton's playing, right? So let's see how he's using those notes differently than you are, right? How is he using the language of the blues, and how can you internalize that enough so that you can also learn how to speak it, right? Because it's a language, right? There's this book that I always talk about. It's called The Music Lesson. It's a great book. You guys should all get it. I'll put it on the screen here for you. The Music. And he talks about this, right? Let me show you guys. Okay, so you guys can see it here. The Music Lesson by Victor Wooten. And he's a very famous bass player, and he just teaches all of the stuff that I'm telling you guys now. But in a more, I guess, eloquent way, maybe. All right, so get this book. Cool, guys. So I guess at this point, I'm really looking forward to seeing a bunch of your videos. Again, learn the first shape. If you already know it, then, you know, just show us how you improvise. It's going to be very interesting to see all of you guys improvising inside of the group. We have the challenge going for another week. Then I'm definitely going to be making more feedback videos next week. So as I watch you guys improvise, I'll try to give you some feedback, give you some pointers, and try to point you in the right direction. But it really is about just going for it. Just come to it with the child's mentality, right? A child doesn't think about how they're going to learn how to speak a language. They just do it, right? So that's the way we need to approach this. And listen to music, right? Listen to music where people are soloing. Clapton and blues is really great because it's just pure emotion, and they're using the pentatonic scale most of the time, right? Okay, are there any questions that I didn't get? Daniel, I showed you where that is again, right? And you have that entire solo guitar course in there, right? So by the way, I'm giving away 5 solo guitar courses today. That's this one. So this is also inside of the All Access membership, and it goes into much more depth and more examples and all that stuff. So that's inside of the All Access membership. My 6-hour music theory course is in there. So this is a 6-hour course where you can learn all about, you know, how the motor works when you're ready for that. It's definitely good to know. So the 5 winners, I didn't talk about the winners yet. We got 5 winners. Peter Buchanan, Cynthia, you know who you are. Tiki, you know who you are. David I'm not sure what I wrote down. Kramachuk and Manu, you won. So you guys just email me at supersimpleguitar.com and we will get you those courses. There we go. There we are. Me and Vanessa. We'll get back to you and we'll send you. Just put the subject line winner, then just tell us that you won, and then I'll make you a coupon code. Last week I gave everyone my course. Who got it? Those of you who haven't gotten it yet, I was only going to give it to 5 people, then I ended up giving it to everyone. So that's this one. So you guys, if you're still in the Facebook group and you haven't gotten this course yet, I was originally going to only give it to 5 people, but I ended up giving it to everyone, okay? So that's $147 normally. Boom! Go get it for free, okay? Okay, enjoy, my friends. I'm here to help. All right, so let's see. There were some more questions there, I think. Glad to help, Danny. Glad to help. Can you show the 1, 4, and 5 chords in the 2 positions? The 1, 4, and 5 are here, right? So in the key of G, you have your G, your C, and your D. And then when you want to really go down and learn it and target those notes, then you'll have that inside of that PDF. Let me show you again. So there's shape 2 for you, right? So if you want to really target them, you can see where they are here, right? So the 1 for a G is the G, the 4 is the C, and the 5 is the D, right? So the blues is a 1, 4, 5 chord progression. You guys can't see that. Sorry. Okay, now you can see that. So let me just repeat what I said. So the first shape is here, right? This is what we learned originally, right? That's shape 1. Here's shape 2. Okay, see that? So if you're playing a blues in G, your 1 is the G, your 4 is the C, your 5 is the D, right? So you can, when it goes to the 5 chord, you can target the D here or you can target the D here. Right? When it goes to the 4 chord, you can target the C here or you can target the C here, right? Now, this is for shape 1, right? Shape 1. Okay, so this is shape 1 here. Here's shape 2, right? So you can slowly also start to learn to target these notes. But I'd say for the first phase, just try to get it all by ear. Just try to play around with the music, listen to the music, see what you're hearing, and try to, if you find something you like, try to play it again. Right? Because oftentimes you'll be improvising and you'll see something, you'll hear something and it'll be like, wow, that was nice, right? When that happens, try to replicate it. Try to say, oh, wow, what was that? Can I do that again, right? I remember listening to Clapton and B.B. King, and they do these things, and it would just sound so great, and I would just, you know, spend hours trying to figure out what was that thing, right? And I think that's a big part of learning how to play and developing that ability to improvise and actually speak the language, right? So I hope that helps. So again, you guys just download this, right? Some people sometimes ask me how to download. You have to click this link, okay? You see this down here? You have to click it. Then the thing, oh, it actually just started downloading automatically. Okay, beautiful. It's super simple. Super simple guitar, my friends. Okay, let's see what else is happening in here. Glad to help everyone. I got it. Very good. I'm not sure if you're saying that to me, but if you are, thank you. I like to go down with pentatonic, then come back. Yeah, you can do the blues note. You can do all kinds of stuff. And I have videos on YouTube as well about how to use the blue note. I don't really want to get into the blue note now too much because I don't want to confuse people that, you know, have never heard of that or who have never done even the pentatonic scale. But yeah, definitely, you know, if you can do the blue note, then post that in the Facebook group. Okay, very cool. So are there any more questions related to this? If not, we've been going for about an hour. I don't want to go too long. And I will see you guys again on Friday. We're going to be doing bar chords. We can talk some more about this. I'm probably going to even watch live on air some of your improvisation videos, which is going to be a lot of fun. And it's just about having fun, getting into it. Jason, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. My friend, I think you're from Norway, right? I can't pronounce it, but I love you, man. My Norwegian friend. I'd love to see some videos of you playing. Oh, Fred was asking, in these backing tracks, they are G minor or B flat? So the two minor ones, which are the blues ones and the blues one and the minor one, those are G minor, and then the major one is B flat major, right? Now, I don't want to talk too much about that stuff because I don't want to, you know, just blow people's minds with theory stuff. But more detail about major keys, minor keys, relative major, relative minor, I do have all of that inside of the All Access membership, okay? So today is more about just getting you guys to start hearing the notes, start learning the shape, just one shape for this week, just one shape. Don't think you have to learn all 5 shapes. Don't think you need to play up and down the neck. Let's just start with this one shape and see if you can come up with your own melody, with your own little phrases. See what you can come up with, right? What sounds good to you? What musical ideas do you like, right? Record that, post it in the community, and you're going to win a course maybe. Who knows? A lot of people have won a lot of courses so far. Thanks a lot. No problem, my friend. No problem. Thank you for being so encouraging and nice inside of the community. It's been very cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Keith. All right, everyone. So I guess now it's up to you guys. Again, this is linked underneath the video that you're watching right now. Thank you, Melissa. And it's also going to be linked on that replay page together with just everything is going to be in one place so you guys have an easy time finding it. But then again, these 3 backing tracks are here. Just hit the play button and you'll play exactly the same tracks as I'm playing. Now, if you want to play different tracks and you want it to work with this pentatonic shape that I showed you, just type into YouTube G minor backing track. We can try it together now, just for fun, so you guys can see, okay? And then you'll see it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I have to delete my history. See, this is what it looks like when you delete your history on YouTube. This is how I try to get away from all the madness of the world. So G minor, and it doesn't always work. Backing track. Boom. Okay. So now we're both streaming on YouTube and consuming. It's wild. Okay, so here we go. G minor backing track. Let's see what it spits out. Then you'll see I'll be able to play to it instantly. Okay, so check it out. Okay, check it out. I'm trying to stay in this one shape. Let me get the headphones so I can hear the levels. All right, so first I'm gonna stay here, then I'll move up and down, okay? All right, now we're gonna move. So anyways, I could go on forever and ever, but the whole point is that I've never played to this before. I didn't even know what it was going to be, and instantly I could basically start messing around, okay? So the process would normally be, if I were to like really want to record something that I thought was cool, I'd play this for a couple of hours, then I'd kind of find things that I like, then I'd start recording myself, I'd start listening to it, I'd watch it over and over again, then I'd record myself again, and then it would become a process of refinement. I'd be getting better and better at it. I'd be having more and more ideas. I'd be refining those ideas through the process of recording and then listening, right? And it would just get better and better and better, right? So it's just a process of refinement, you know, testing stuff, seeing what sounds good, seeing what doesn't sound good, and then keeping what sounds good and scrapping the rest, right? Hope that makes sense. Let's do one more just for fun. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, totally different kind of sound. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, my friends, you see this is a lot of fun. Start doing it. Start playing with it. I gave you, all the instructions, and now it's your turn. Let's see what you guys can come up to. There's nothing you can do that's wrong. All of these notes are going to sound great. Any of your musical ideas are fine. They're perfect. You have to play the way that you play as a beginner to be able to get good. It takes time. It takes practice. But there's no shortcut. So the best time to start is today, right now, okay? All right, my friends, I love you and you rock. Okay, so Karen is asking about when to pause, when to slide. It's personal preference, right? So I'm doing all of this by ear, right? So I'm listening to this song. Let me play it again. All right, I'm listening to this song. And I'm trying to think what could sound good here, right? This is a nice note to land on. So there's some stuff that I did there that I liked. There's some stuff that I did there that I didn't like. And what I would do is I'd play this for hours, right? And then the more you play it, the more you start to make these connections. Okay, when the song goes here, then I really like landing here. When the song goes here, then I like this, right? And then you start, remembering stuff that you did. You start refining stuff that you did, and it just keeps getting better and better, right? Now, in terms of like vibrato and that kind of a thing, that's your own fingerprint, right? Nobody's going to play like you. So that's just really this personal preference thing. The same as I kind of speak the way that I speak, and nobody really speaks the same way that I speak, and the same with you. That's how it is here, right? So you develop your own voice, your own style, right? And that's the really fun part of it too. Thank you guys. I love it. I love it. This is a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite things, and I rarely talk about it. So I'm glad that it's being received well. Fred, you're up late again, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you. This is the first time I've been able to log on while you're live. I'm glad you made it, Nancy. Glad you made it. I'm glad that this is helping, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys play in the group. So don't be shy. Post your videos. I'm looking forward to watching them. And yeah, see you again on Friday. Check your inbox. I will announce it probably tomorrow. And then we're going to do another one of these. All right, my friends. Rock and roll. Have a great week and see you soon. Thank you. Thank you for being here.